Now, continuing on our advanced AI series, what we're going to do today is actually make when we kill an enemy, okay, and another enemy is haven't yet discovered the body yet, okay, his fear is around over here. Okay, so when an enemy comes around the body, we're going to make a switch to his behavior, and we're going to make him pretty much for right now it only changes to the chase behavior and then goes into the search behavior, and pretty much just that's what it does, okay, and it decreases also the morale. Now, it might sound simple, but of course it's not that simple. Now, before we start doing the changes, we have to add on our ragdolls or somewhere where you have the body. Okay, when somebody dies, we close the capsule collider. Okay, we close this capsule collider. So that means that we cannot use this capsule collider to see if there is a body somewhere. So we need to have somewhere upon the body, and I prefer to have it inside the ragdoll because you will see right away why. Okay, we need to have somewhere the ragdoll because the ragdoll might have fallen. The ragdoll might go everywhere. Okay, so if I was using this capsule, that means the body was over there and not over here, so it wouldn't have a nice result. So how I combated that is just add inside my ragdoll I just have a new script we are going to write, which is stands for point of interest, and we're actually going to see some inheritance right now and to see a lot more stuff. So basically decide where the basis of your body is, okay, and decide what part must an enemy must watch first before he spots a body. Now let's go directly into the scripting, and we're going to use the character stats first. We're going to do a few changes, but actually before we go into our character stats, let's see the new scripts we are going to create. I changed my mind, and we're going to create one. It's called point of interest behavior, and we're also going to create a point of interest based and a point of interest dead body. Now, point of interest base. For now, it's only going to have an enum over here, so that we know what point of interest type we use, and you will see why we're using this. Okay, now the important stuff in here is actually nothing important. Okay, now on the point of interest dead body, which is the new body, the new script we're going to create, as you can see, it inherits from the point of interest based, and that is why, because I want in my enemy AI script, I do not want to use different lists for everything else. Okay, as you see over here, I do not want to use different lists for every different point of interest case I might have. Now, right now we only have one point of interest type, which is a dead body, but you might want to expand on it. Okay, so why bother with having a lot of lists since you can do it this way and have everything pretty nice and tight. Okay, so point of interest dead body, which is what we are actually searching for when we know there is a dead body near us. Okay, how we know there is a dead body near us? We know it because our enemy side sphere, okay, the collider that has this script is inside our side sphere, and then we do all the other behaviors we will see how to add later. Okay, so we know there is a point of interest near us, we know it's a dead body. What we need to know is its owner. So in order to initialize the whole process, okay, I have the simple thing that this script has the owner, which on start it goes and finds the character stats in the parent. Okay, so it's going to find the character stats that's going to die, and then owner enable on death, it's going to assign this script, and we will see in a bit what this is, which basically, let's see it now. Okay, on character stats we have to make it public, or we can make a public function so that we can assign that. Okay, there's no correct way. If it works, it's correct with codes. Okay, so and I also do not want to have it in the inspector, so I just used a tag to hide it in the inspector. Now, because this happens when we hit play, okay, we do not want to make to think that this character is dead. Okay, so we just simply say this.enable equals false. So we close the script. Okay, and if I hit play right now, you will see that if I go into the spine, you will see that the script is disabled. Okay, simple enough. I don't think you will have problem with this. Now, if I had a different point of interest type, I will use the same, and we will use the behaviors we're going to see. Now, before actually going to write the new point of interest behavior, we're going to go into the character stats again. And what we're also going to add is, when we kill our character over here, okay, where we enable the ragdoll, we close all the components. What we need, what we left with to do is actually the script that we assigned, we actually want to enable it. Okay, since the character is now dead, that means he probably needs to, that means it's a body that somebody can see and go on alert and so on. Okay, that's enough with that. And then let's go into the enemy AI. Okay, we need a new list, a public list, point of interest, which we take the base. Okay, since this inherits from point of interest base, that means that we can assign in the list, inside our enemy AI list, that means we can assign everything that is either a point of interest base or it inherits from point of interest base. Okay, it's the same concept like using the mono behavior, and I just thought that we should also add over here the point of interest behavior. Okay, it's the same way as using the mono behavior, where we do over here, where we kill our character, where we take everything that takes from mono behavior, which basically every script we have on our character, and then we disable it. And over here, yes. Okay, we have our list. I've added a new AI state which is dead, which is not going to do anything right now. Let me remove my bookmarks. Okay, so what else we need to do is also the new script we are going to create, not the retrieve behavior, the point of interest behavior. Okay, we also need to take that and assign that inside on start. Okay, with get component, of course. Don't forget to add it into your character, to the character. And right now, the point of interest, okay, I think that the only place that it actually belongs is when the character is on patrol. Okay, if he's on alert, or if he's chasing, or if he's, yeah, you can add it also on search too, I guess so. Okay, if it's anything else, except search. You can decide what you want to do here. Since he's already in search, we're going to some different behaviors over there. Okay, I'm only going to add this to call the new behavior we're going to write. I'm only going to call it when he's on the patrol state. Okay, and I'm removing my bookmarks so we do not get confused. So let's see, first off, let's see the way how we actually assign properties inside our point of interest list. Okay, and we do that with the enemy side sphere. Now the enemy side sphere, if you remember, okay, is looks what characters enter our side sphere. Okay, it adds them on a tracking targets list, and then on update it checks if it's an enemy unit, which is in our case it's the player. Okay, it checks the angle, and if the angle is lower than what it used to, okay, then that means you have a target and it assigns that as a target. Now what we're going to add is a behavior if a collider with a script attached that is of point of interest base. Okay, it's a point of interest base. Okay, no, it's not just the dead body. So if a collider enters and has the component we're looking for, okay, we assign it so that we do not do that all the time. So we say if our point of interest list does not already contain that, then add it to the list. Now when a collider exits that has that component, we check, although it's a little bit redundant to check if it's already inside that list. Okay, it's probably already in. Okay, we check if it's inside the list, and then we remove it. And now we can go and write our point of interest behavior. So we take our enemy AI that we start with, okay, and then we have a public function that we call from the enemy AI, and we say if our enemy AI list of point of interest is greater than 0, that means we have at least one point of interest in that list. We do a for loop for every point of interest inside our list. Okay, now since we are destroying them when an enemy unit goes to the dead body, I simply destroy the script for now. Okay, we can see later other stuff we can do. So just because we destroy stuff, it's pretty fair to assume that just to be sure that we're not accessing stuff that are getting destroyed, so that we're not getting null errors, we can simply add check if it's not null, the entry inside the list. Okay, and if it's not null, then go into the point behavior, and you need to take a few stuff with you in that function, which it's this function, and we need to know the type of the point of interest and the actual point of interest. Now, okay, you could just do this instead of passing them over here. You could just do that inside over here and only pass the point of interest base, but anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so we have a switch type over here, and we say we have our two cases for now, which is the dead body and the other, which is we do not have anything. And then we can say since we know it's a dead body, since it's a type of dead body, we say we have since it's a dead body, we know we can also find a point of interest dead body component. Okay, so we simply assign it by get component. Okay, if the body is active and enabled, so if this script is enabled, that means the character is dead, so he's enabled this dead body. We do that because stuff might be assigned on the first frame, so if they are too close to each other, okay, if they are like this, and if we didn't check if this script is enabled or not, then it's going to assign each other as dead bodies. Okay, and of course you understand that this is not what we want. Okay, so we check if it's enabled. Now if it's not enabled, okay, then just simply go and remove that. So it's not on our list, so it doesn't run the for loop, and so on. Now if it's actually a valid dead body, okay, then we need to find the direction towards that point of interest, which is, okay, we subtract its position from our own position, and then we need to find the angle towards that position, and we find it this way. Okay, transfer.forward with the direction towards that point of interest, okay, of course normalized, and then we say if the angle that the point of interest is lower than our view angle limit. Okay, if you remember that we set this up in some of the very first videos. Okay, then we do a raycast towards that body, but I want to do that from the head of the character, so I add a little offset. Okay, you might not want to do the head from the head, you might want to do it from somewhere else. Okay, it's all up to you. Okay, we find the direction we will actually want to do the raycast, our raycast kit, and then we do the raycast for the distance that we also have set up from on the enemy eye. Okay, we have said this, so we have said all this stuff on the previous videos. So if we hit that body or another transform that belongs to a unit, okay, if we hit that body, how we know that is if our hit transform is the same as the transform that we have on our body. Okay, this over here. Okay, or we hit another collider because it's a ragdoll. There is a chance that there is a limp in the way, or there is another collider that belongs to that ragdoll. Okay, so we check if we hit a transform that has a character stats on his component, on his parent game object, one of its current game object of its parent game object has a character stats, that means is a target, it's an enemy. Okay, so we check to see if it's dead, and that is why, because there might be another enemy in front of you. Okay, so we need to check, we need to make sure that we're seeing a dead body. Now there is a chance that we might not hit the original dead body, but as you might guess, what's the difference? Okay, we have a dead body, that means we have okay, we check if it's dead. Okay, we have a dead body, and in whatever case that is, we need to change our AI state. Okay, right now we change AI state instantly. Okay, if you want to have raising the alert levels and all this stuff, you can do so similar to the way we did the previous all the other behaviors. Okay, so if he is going to watch a bit before he understands that it's a dead body, and if you want to do some stuff like that. Okay, so for right now, the chase behavior that we created on the previous videos is actually pretty much what I want to do. Okay, so basically what I want him to do is go to that dead body and start searching around. So to enable the chase behavior to work, we pass the last known position, which is supposedly the last known position of the enemy, of the player unit. As the last known position, we pass the point of interest position. Okay, we change the character stats, the alert status to be true, or you can call the functions we created from the previous video, which is pretty much the same. We change the alert level to 10. You might want something different. Okay, and then we call the function to start the AI state chase. Now, since we don't want this body, we don't want him to trigger any more new alerts, we simply remove it from our own list and we simply destroy it. Okay, now this might need a little bit of work, or you can, the other thing you can have is have the way we did the retreat positions and the exit positions. You can have a new list of dead bodies. Okay, so whenever somebody is watching a dead body, it goes over here and checks if it's if this dead body is something that somebody have found before. Okay, they're just going to ignore it. Okay, and that way will be more safe to do than this over here. But okay, it's not there's no need for this video to complicate it that much. So there's no more. That's pretty much it, basically. Okay, it might feel that it's so simple, but the thing of it is that it's pretty modular, and you can see that because we took the time to make all this stuff modular in this way, we can simply add new behaviors and build on what we had before and create something pretty unique. Okay, and of course over here you can also write more behaviors, or you can write, and we're probably going to expand a lot more on all of these behaviors. Okay, so what else you can do is instead of going to chase mode, okay, you can make him retreat. And if I remember correctly, let's see how we can make him retreat. I think if we simply did the AI state retreat, it's going to retreat. Let's see if this will work. And I'm going to put this guy over here. I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to kill the other guy. Okay, he's dead. You see, just changing a simple line, how much different the game dynamic changed completely. And all I did is comment a line and write a new one. And I'm going to leave the chase since I like that better. But you can also do an if statement over here and say if the morale is lower than 50, and do all the other cool stuff we talked about in the previous video. So let's see it one more time. Once more. And I shouldn't maximize that. And I'm going to kill this guy. Okay, and he goes, when he's inside his view, he's on the chase behavior, and of course you can't see it because it's too small of text. Okay, and the other cool thing is that since he's raycasting towards his body, is if I put a cover position in front of him, okay, let's put this guy, let's kill this guy. You see that he's ignoring him, he's seeing the cover over there, so that means that body is hidden. Okay, so I'm going to end this video right now. You see how we can create and expand on these behaviors. Okay, now you can also delete this, but this is for debug anyway. Okay, then when he's going back, he's seeing the body, and then he's going to start searching around and all the other cool stuff that we made. I'm saying cool a lot, but come on, it's cool. So, if you like the video, get involved, subscribe. If you like what we are doing also over here, you can support me on Patreon, and you also get some rewards with $5 or more. And you can also buy complete projects, including this one, including the third-person shooter controller. We have a Max Payne controller, we have a Besiege game, we have... Just go in the channel and see how much stuff we can have, and you can also buy them yourself, or even better, follow the videos and do them. Okay, and everything I made over here I put back into the videos, so we can make even more quality stuff and even better stuff. Okay, that it's both interesting, both to you to watch, to learn, and both to me. So I'll see you next time.